Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Commissar back for the third game between Liquid Hero and TSL Hyun for you today. And yeah, the first two games, obviously at one game apiece, have been pretty decent. Fairly ordinary PvZ games. Nothing too surprising or revolutionary, so to speak, thus far. Nonetheless, I've still been fairly entertained by the games. Still very, very high quality play from both players. And really, Hero, I don't know, he's just more polished. He's been in Starcraft 2 for a lot longer. He's the favourite by far out of these two players. He's done okay in Code S. I think he was round of 8 or 4. He seems to stay in Code S but not actually win or anything. And yeah, whereas Hyun in the meantime, like I said, only ever playing and winning a ton of online cups, no big LAN events, like NLGs or whatnot. Okay, so we do indeed see bottom left Hero, top right Hyun. The probe scout will be coming in just a moment, and seeing probably another pull first from Hyun. It seems to be his favourite thing to do. Not a big deal whether you go pull or hatchery first. The economic difference is minuscule, the army difference is rarely significant. Really it's just a matter of personal preference, and Hyun of course has decided that he prefers to go that pull first build. Okay, so we do indeed see the overlords coming out. Always cool to note the overlord patterns if you are a Zerg player. Just keep an eye on them if you are curious about where to send your overlords in this game. On this map rather. Pink lighting is pretty neat. Okay, so we do indeed see Hero probably going to be going Nexus first, it looks like, as he does have the money saved up. And that will be safe. I mean, it takes quite a while to go from one corner of the map to the other. Most maps these days tend to be quite large, tend to be quite easy to expand on, and do rely on expansions. That's the way this game works at the moment. No more Steps of Wars kind of play. Meanwhile, like the other two games, we are going to see Hyun actually going for this third base before the natural. And I didn't see if it was blocked. I assume it was at the natural, but some players are just as happy to go for the third first than the natural. Really, it makes no difference to them. Why? Simply because they're going for 3 bases regardless. It's just their build. They've decided beforehand that's going to be their build, and this probe is a kill, so well done to him. Possibly going to die here? Probably not. Probably going to escape, and yes, it will. Okay, so in the base of Hero we do indeed see what? Gas about to come down. I'd assume the gateway is on the way. The cannon is on the way. It looks like we did see a very, very slow cannon. So he went Nexus, Forge, Gateway, then cannon. About as risky as it gets in terms of the damage that can be taken. And yep, say for example, let's just pretend that 6-lings were made by Hyun. Hero would have blocked them up anyway, as it turns out. Actually cancelling a gate, I believe there. Oh! Cancelling the more complete gate, which surprises me. I'd expect him to cancel the one that he just started, as opposed to the one that was finished to get the Cybercore up earlier. But it's not a huge deal, I suppose. But yeah. Of course, he would have got the wall off anyway. I was going to say if there were 6-lings and the cannon was late, they would have been able to do damage, but in the end, the propositioning of Hero was too good, and he was just waiting for that run by to happen so that he could wall off that base, and he did. So well done to him. Very, very safe play. Very, very, very excellent way to secure an Nexus first and be safe from just about anything. There goes the Cybercore coming down, a little bit delayed because of that cancellation on the more completed gateway. Evidently, Hero is not going for a super fast gateway timing, relying on when the warp gate finishes. And Hero apparently doesn't like to do that very much, based on the last 2 games. But that is of course a very, very small sample size to be taking. We do see the +1 though on the way for Hero, possibly going to be going for some sort of +2 timing attacks here. It depends on the chrono boosts really. +2 timing attacks can be spotted basically. If you see +1 being chrono boosted from a very, very early stage, you can almost guarantee some sort of timing attack is going to come, probably +2 Blink Stalker. That's just the way this matchup works. And yep, we are going to see the gateway go down, a fairly complete wall in here, as Zealot will finish it off, plug it up completely. But the Zealot of course taking the tower is completely safe, and may get a free link kill here. Yeah, so that'll be cool for Hero if he gets it, but no he won't. Hyun must have incredibly high APM, as we watch the game at 3 frames per second at the moment. Sometimes Fraps just likes to be reset in order to fix the FPS issues, but they haven't been bad. Just a couple of spikes, no big deal in my opinion. Anyway, so we are going to see Hyun's third base being just fine for the time being. As I said, no huge number of gateways swelling up, no chrono boosts on the forge are going to mean no super fast upgrade timing, and possibly just a couple of gateways doing a little bit of pressure in order to try and kill a few drones, force a few attacking units at the very least. But yeah, that's about it. Okay, so the Palin is actually down, Fox Palin. It will most likely be cancelled here. Although no being saved supposedly by the Zealot Stalker, although they may well go down, going to come down to a micro battle, and oh my god, the micro of Hero was superb with that Stalker. The Zealot of course being far less fortunate, but the focus firing of Hero is so good, killing all of the Zerglings in order of weakest to strongest, the best way to do it, and we do indeed see these Palin going down at the cost of every single Zergling's life. We do see units last time favoring Hyun, actually. Not quite sure how that ended up happening. I guess just a couple of units died. Yeah, Zealot kind of thing. Zealots. Oh, the Palin. The Palin, of course, the Palin's worth money. Anyway, so we do see the hatchery go down at the natural of Hyun, a macro hatch, just to get out a bunch more lava. And we do indeed see a scouting Zealot going into the main too. Might harass a little bit, main purpose of course being to scout. Is going to see a lair and a lack of gas at the main. There is of course low gas at both the third and the natural. So that does tell him, what does it tell him? Well, it doesn't tell him the most amount of information, as ideally he would be able to scout this, any sort of tech path, any sort of spire or infestation pit. Of course, neither of those exist at the moment, and he probably knows that, but he can't be certain. That is the thing that would be bugging Hero right about now. But his third base is up, a cannon is already up in here to defend, and we do indeed see a few slowlings. Speed is on the way though, just waiting to poke around. But of course, so many sentries that these lings are looking very weak indeed. Could all easily be trapped here in just a second here. Depends if Hero thinks it's worth the energy or not. And also if Hyun does commit or not. Seeing it all completed, decides not to commit. And yeah, this Overlord's still in a nice spot. Sees just about everything in terms of army movement from Hero. And he knows the exact composition of this army. We are seeing rocks going down over here, but oh, just as I say it, the Overlord going down to a hallucinated Phoenix, which spotted the high ground for Hyun. And now Hyun putting at the middle of the map to make his transit times a little bit shorter. And he is indeed going for that scout. Having not seen any tech earlier, he's going to hope to see it now, and he is going to be bitterly disappointed, because really there's not a great deal to be seen. Does he know this for sure? Yeah, basically confirming it. I mean, there could be something down here in theory, but unlikely. So yeah, Hero basically knows, okay, I have to be ready now. He's going for another big roach push of 3 bases like he did in the first game, and as such, Hero's going to have to be ready, as he did lose to this in the first game, but staying in his base, already having his third base up, means that this Sentry Immortal this time should be just fine in holding. I know I said this before, but this time he is in a good position in terms of where his guys are, and all the sentries are just there in time. And of course Hyun sees this and backs off, and this hallucinated Phoenix, these hallucinations, are doing so much work for Hero. They're basically allowing him to be at the right spot at the right time, because of course, as we saw last game, having your guys in the right spot to get the right force fields off can be the difference between winning and losing so easily in these games. And yeah, this Phoenix apparently wants to kill this Overseer. Not gonna happen. This Observer actually can be seen by Hyun, and Hyun actually going for a very nice play. I like this because it's not seen very often. Actually it's seen fairly often going straight into the main with this, but it is a very cool way to bypass any sort of defenses, and oh my god, Hero has no idea about it now. He sees with the Phoenix scrambling up into his main base. No blink though is done yet to get himself in there. Blink is still 15 seconds away, and here comes the dropping of the roaches on top of the Immortals. Gonna focus them down straight away, one falling almost instantly. The rest of the roaches are just running rampant in the base of Hero. Hero is struggling here. The force fields are pretty good though, so he should be able to hold. It's kind of hard to tell with the Overlords over top. I'm selecting the Stalker count at least of Hero. Immortals, Stalkers, and you can see he does not have very much left, but he appears to have just enough to hold on for the time being. And of course, the disadvantage of attacking from the skies is you cannot stream in reinforcements, as Hyun loves to do. But now we do see a 98 to 163 supply situation. A few probes going down too in the process of all of this. And Hyun doing a nice job there. He is going to be behind Units Lost Tab by a tiny little bit. But that was a really nice attack, and yeah, he killed what? He killed 8 workers. Economy-wise, he is what? Only ahead by 4 workers, so that's not the biggest lead ever in terms of economy. Not much of a lead at all, actually. Although the 4th base and the 5th base are up now for Hyun. But the big lead for Hyun is the army, and the sentries do not exist now. A DT going to be sniped by this Overseer, providing the detection, and now Hero is on the back foot. +2 is about to be done for him, but only having Blinkstalkers and Immortals is going to make it so tough to hold this number of roaches. Both bases do have a ton of cannons, though. It's going to be his main saving grace. The upgrade did finish, and here comes a big push in by Hyun. He is doing some damage, getting 1 Immortal straight away. We can really get the others. We can see 2 Immortals, but the roaches are dying so fast. They're just dropping like flies. The Immortals, though, doing a similar thing. Only 1 Immortal remains just swapped in right now. The Blinkstalkers being so effective, but the probes are all stuck out in the dry. They're going to escape for the most part, and it looks like the Cybercore will go down, but it looks like Hero will hold for now. Very impressive hold indeed, as Hero's army is just so inferior to his opponents. Does have the upgrade advantage, does have a decent composition, is lacking sentries and force fields, but coming away without losing a single base from all of that is an outstanding result for Hero, and Hero is still in this game as a result of it. But oh my god, the pushes keep coming in and in for Hyun, and possibly dropping the main with help now, but really it wouldn't because the Stalkers are already in the main. DTs are going to help out a bunch until the Overseer comes in, which I believe it is going to in just a moment to deal with these DTs. And there they go, 1 DT down, the second DT going to escape for now. Pilot's being sniped, and here goes the Nexus. It should surely die, you'd assume, and yet is going to be focused down, I believe, by Hyun. So he is going to deny a base. He's going to be at 5 to 2 bases, and Hyun appears to be in control of the game. Has very little tech though, so he does want to end the game, doesn't want to risk being out-teched. But at this stage it probably doesn't even matter. Pure roaches can probably beat about anything at this stage. And the cannons are plentiful at this base, 5 of them, but they are being almost one-shot if they are focused. 2 of them down, 3 of them down, almost all of them down already. The next is going to be focused next, and that is just going to be the nail in the coffin, I think, for Hero, who is just dying here. His army isn't that bad, and force fields being very good in this case, going to allow him to get a bunch of kills off, but not, regardless, he is still in trouble. His army count is still so low, being flanked by Feelings, not the biggest deal in the world, but it's now 1 base to 5 bases, and Hyun is just going to pour in 64 more Lings at the same time. And despite not having good upgrades, this is just the power of the macro Zerg player, of the Brood War style rally and rally and rally and don't stop until your opponent is dead, being that you can just keep rallying till your opponent does die. This DT could be crucial. Could get an advantage back, could save Hero if he is able to hold. But meanwhile, a much bigger battle is going on at the base of Hero. He is going to hold off the initial wave of Lings. He is though out of force field energy, and if that push continues up here in a second here, it could potentially kill Hero, although Hero does have 2-1 upgrades compared to the only 1 attack upgrade for the Roaches. And meanwhile, this base will be denied, I believe. An Immortal going down. That's a crucial snipe there for Hyun, and he is indeed going to get, what, how much more? It looks like the second Immortal is not going to go down straight away. The Roaches are out of range for the most part. And it looks like Hero in a great position yet again, trading so efficiently, but he cannot afford to trade at this stage at all, whether it be efficiently or no, because he is, he's ahead of Units Lost Tab, sure, but his economy is so weak by comparison. We can see almost 4 times the economy for Hyun over Hero, and the main base of Hero is mining out very quickly. Very few probes left mining there. Now at the natural, he will recover a little bit, trying to stabilize. But the playstyle of Hyun, it is very low tier oriented, low tech oriented, but at the same time it is just so hard to stabilize against it. But it looks like Hyun is going to lose a bunch more roaches here. He does have a very small opposing army, though still surprised to see no Burrow yet. Burrow could have perhaps ended this game a bit earlier, denied any sort of sentries from being useful, and it's just going to be a tug of war at the moment, man. I mean, so many units coming across the map at a time. You can see 32 reinforcements in production right now, and yeah. Changelings here just to screw around with Hero's micro. You're going to see 1 model going down, Only one model does remain at the back with 12 kills, such crucial units at this stage in the game, with their 2 attack upgrades, and we do indeed see the changelings, being counterproductive at the moment for Hyun, blocking the roaches at the back, and here we do see the Stalkers going down, and the game is lagging. And I'm trying to recover from the game's lag by just bringing us back in now, and here we do indeed go, and it looks like Hero is finally going to be broken. His last immortal has fallen down to a few Stalkers and probes. He's down to 1 base yet again, which is mined out, down to 0 bases mining in effect, and the reinforcements keep coming by Hyun, and though it's taken until the 22-minute mark almost to break Hero, it looks like he has managed to achieve this break in the end. Of course, no minerals left for Hero. Is going to be no more reinforcements, down to 4 Stalkers, and even though one of these Stalkers has as many as 19 and 21 kills, oof, it's been a good attempt by Hero, but there's a GG, and there is Hero losing yet again to Hyun. And wow, Hyun macros so well. The only problems with this play are what? Well, this was an all-in, but you know, it worked really well, so no problems this game. What second game? I don't know. Hyun's a really good player. Of course, just hasn't been playing for long enough to be at the same level mechanically. Why not? Just a bit less fine-tuned, I suppose you'd say, than other players, but he is brilliant. Brood War mechanics are brilliant. And yeah, a force to be reckoned with in future tournaments, because really, if you can win Zotac Cups almost every single week, if you can win $100 tournaments almost on a weekly basis, you're going to be scary. You better watch out for him. And that is the game. So anyway, I'll hope to see you guys in the future. Please give me some feedback. Of course, I can't cast the most frequently out of anyone you'll ever see, but at the same time, I still like to have fun with it. So on that note, I'll see you guys on another day.